Welcome to Rainbow Soul Vodcast, where our soulstrology comes forward to help you manage your everyday life, with forecasts and deep dives on natal charts and queer perspectives on the planets, transits, and more. A group discussion about upcoming transits with tips on how to read these transits in your own chart. Hollis offers years of wisdom and natal chart knowledge with Bright Hawk's positive perspective and Lacrosse's inquiry. We offer the complete queer astrology experience. Welcome to Rainbow Soul. Please help us by subscribing, sharing, and commenting and reviewing. You can also learn where else Rainbow Soul is offered on our website at rainbowsoul.show.
So now if you're in Aries, you want to be listening to this part, but in Aries, also if you're Aries rising or Aries moon, okay? So if you have an Aries rising or moon or sun, this is for you. First of all, you have, when we talked about that Mercury and Saturn crossing over each other, that's going to be going on in your house of friends. So don't be surprised if like something comes out with your friends where it's kind of out of the box and then you're kind of like, I'm not sure that's very nice, okay? By the end of the week, where you start to recognize that there might be something delusional in regards to your friends. Now, this could be hidden from you, but hopefully you'll stay awake to it because Mercury will have ran over top of Saturn and tried to point it out to you. So if you have a small suspicion, but you still feel it's kind of hidden, maybe you don't understand why the person did what they did, your friend or something like that, revisit that, go deeper, maybe inquire with your friend, or maybe think about past things that have happened with that particular friend, and if there's a pattern, okay? Especially always do the right thing. Remember, we just said that, the moon in Leo, always do the right thing. So that's going to be playing a part. Now, the moon is also going to trine Chiron by the end of the week. So for Aries, the moon is over in your 5th house and your house of romance and creativity. So this could also affect your love relationships or your creative relationships, okay? Especially your relationships with creativity. So if you create art or something like that, you could have a really great idea, or something, you could have something kind of come down about the way you're doing it, okay? Especially if you're an artist or something like that. And it's going to trine Venus in Aries, which is in the 1st house. And so if Venus is in Aries in the 1st house, it's trining the moon, that means beauty and love and things like that are going to become easier. You might find it easier to love yourself on this day. So if you're trying to do a self-love practice, my Aries friends, which should be always the focus of you, it's something that you struggle with sometimes. Aries sometimes struggles with loving thyself. Or believing in yourself. And this particular day, by March 5th, by the end of the week, this particular week will be a good time to work on that, including your intuition there, okay? And believing your intuition. Try to believe your intuition. Try that, okay? Because that's kind of, Aries can sometimes focus on that. You could find a lot going on. See all of that business in the 1st house, lot going on in Aries right now. So if you feel like your life is in a jungle, like in a ball pit or something, you're right. It is. Things are getting mixed up and changed around. Venus is moving through there. Like I said, she's going to play play piano keys of each one of those planets that she passes by this week. So, you're going to really feel that. You're going to feel love and beauty and style. Yes, that's going to be a big part of things, and it's going to be accentuated with that Jupiter, okay? Especially in the beginning of the week, and then it's just going to kind of like fall over even on your old wounds and your healing, okay, Aries? And Aries, make sure you stay focused. The North Node is still in Taurus. It's in your house of money and values. So if you're trying to focus on something that has to do with your finances or your values, this is a good time to stay focused on that for a while, okay? And Mars is in your third house, so that's communication and siblings. Try not to yell at your siblings. Try not to create war with your siblings. I'm just saying, and try not to do things that later on you might regret, like where you're kind of like, I backstabbed them, and or I did something that was maybe just because you were mad, we all have done those kinds of things, but now would be the time that you might do that. Okay. So Aries, hold on, because you got a lot going on in the first house there, especially in your own identity and how you feel about yourself. Okay. All right. Next up, Bright Hawk, did you have anything that you wanted to add about Aries?
No, I thought that you covered that really well. The one thing I noticed was the card of fortune passing over through the 8th house and the South Node. So inheritance, other people's money, South Node is past lives.
The part of fortune is about like your money or things that help you feel fortunate. It's going to move from your daily life, like being a focus of your daily life, and by the end of the week, it will move through relationships, and then it will move through the 8th house, which is other people's money. So that could just mean that you're using other people's money for things, but it could also be inheritances or other things like that. And it will end in the 9th house in Sagittarius. So hopefully you'll get some good thinking about that part of fortune.
Yeah.
And then the 9th house, I'm sorry,
Taurus.
I'm looking at Pluto is what I'm doing there. Taurus, you will have a very busy 12th house. So if you feel like there's a whole lot of stuff going on under things, okay, like you're not really super aware of it, but something has shifted and there's kind of some changes and you sense something underneath, that's what's going on for you, okay? And so just be aware that you have a lot going on in the 12th house, and if you look at your 12th house on your chart, you might want to look and see where is Aries in your chart, because there's a lot going on in Aries. Venus is going to move through all that stuff. So regards to relationships, love, beauty, style, and you may not even see it within yourself, but other people are going to see it. So that's the thing about the 12th house, is we don't see it, but other people do. And the other thing is that Venus and Jupiter are conjunct in the beginning of the week, and then Venus will move through. But Jupiter and both of them are conjunct Pallas Athena down in Cancer. So, just be aware that your strategies, you may just want to pay attention to your strategies around love and relationships, okay? Now, again, on the Mars thing, looks like Moon is conjunct Mars in the beginning of the week, which is your emotions, which we mentioned in the forecast. And that's in your 2nd house, your house of money and values. And then Mars is going to stay there, but start moving out of your 2nd house, but it's still there. And so money and values, you need to take action about them, okay? And try to stay in integrity. Try not to step out of integrity. Remember, because especially by the end of the week, because remember, Moon's in Leo, it's going to be checking you.
For sure.
It's going to check you. And Pluto's at the top of your chart, so you're very much having some major transformations. Don't be afraid to change. That's what I want to say to Taurus. Don't be afraid to change. Change is the only constant. And I know some people with some pretty strong Taurus placements, and they would say that a person that changed too much is fake or not real, or somehow that's disloyal or lesser than. But I'm going to say that I think that theory is wrong. Why? I think that change is necessary for all of us. I think that change takes us to beautiful places. And if everything stayed the same as it was when I was born, well, my life would suck. And right now it's really great. So.
Well, and the nice thing, Taurus, that I just want to say is that everything is starting to speed up. And so March is really, things are picking up. So if you feel like the last 6 months has just been, you can't change, it just doesn't work. Now, as the energy starts to really take off, it'll be easy. It'll be easier and easier to know which way to go and to go for it. And hopefully the insight and the vision is right there with you. Because I know once Taurus makes up their mind, boom, it's as good as done. So, whatever your process is to get you there for sure. But the energy is definitely picking up for everyone, and change will get easier over this next month period.
Absolutely. So Taurus, go ahead and embrace those things you've been thinking about changing. Now's the time. Grab a hold, because it will be easier to change now than it will be if you wait. Okay? And there will be particularly easier to change things around emotions, especially by the end of the week, because of that trine,
Yeah, take advantage of the energy where it is.
Right.
Thank you for listening to this week's Soulstrology and subscribing, liking, sharing, and reviewing. We hope you enjoy this dose of Soulstrology and encourage you to embrace the week ahead with an open mind and heart so that you may integrate the deepest of lessons from the stars. Take a moment to step outside and honor the planets, stars, and moon in the sky with your heart. Integrate the messages that resonate and leave the rest for someone else. We deeply appreciate each and every one of you. Always remember that you are perfectly unique human with an exclusive star map of your destiny, your soul purpose, and your heart's desire. Thank you again for tuning in to Rainbow Soul.